Shalom everyone, Adonai Oz le'amo yiten, and with that strength Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Parashat Ekev, Tafshin Pei. The parasha speaks quite a bit about the dangers of wealth, haughtiness, lack of gratitude towards Hashem, ignoring those whose situation is worse than ourselves. In the mid-1890s, Rav Kook was about 30 years old. He was a rabbi in one of the towns in Lithuania, about a decade before he made Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael. At the time, he compiled 38 of his drashot about Parashat Shavua, about the Chagim, into a book that he called Midbar Shur. In drasha number 9, which was actually a drasha for Rosh Hashanah, Rav Kook addresses the issue of wealth as raised in Parashat Ekev. A few psukim in the parasha contrast the agricultural economic reality in Mitzrayim and that in Eretz Yisrael. In Egypt, you watered it with your foot like a vegetable garden. In Eretz Yisrael, it drinks water from the rain from heaven. Rav Kook explains that in Egypt, each person brings water to his own field. Everyone can manage alone. Each person's livelihood depends only on himself. But in Eretz Yisrael, cooperation is required, working together to ensure that everyone has enough water. Rav Kook compares this to rich and poor. The poor are used to getting organized together to survive economically, whereas the wealthy often manage on their own. But a person must be part of the community, not alone, isolated, both in practical terms and spiritually. Therefore, as a drasha for Rosh Hashanah, as we approach Rosh Hashanah, Asir Demei Tshuva, and Yom Kippur, Rav Kook says we're not meant to come before Hashem alone. Be part of Am Yisrael, upholding the Brit, the covenant between Hashem and Am Yisrael. Just like certain psukim, originally written in the singular, are quoted in tefillah, in prayer, as being said in plural, to be part of a collective praying to Hashem together. What some might view as a disadvantage that in Eretz Yisrael one cannot manage alone, Rav Kook sees as a virtue, as an advantage. In Eretz Yisrael we are required, we need to work together. We see this also in Sefer Shoftim, in Shirat Dvorah, following the war with Yavin, the king of Chatzor. Dvorah gives praise to certain tribes that took part in the war and reprimands other tribes that stayed home and didn't come to the war. But in Sefer Yoshua also we had a war with Yavin, the king of Chatzor. At that time we had not yet separated to our separate places of living, our separate settlements. We were all concentrated together in Gilgal, and all of Am Yisrael went to the war together. Can we keep the national unity, the togetherness, even when we're spread out, each in our private homes in Eretz Yisrael? Rav Kook's message is timeless. It's relevant in every generation, in every situation, in every place, whether it's a drasha delivered to Jews in a small town in Lithuania 130 years ago, or to us here and now. B'yachad nenatzeach, together we will win, is a slogan of the war. It's true, but if it's only a slogan, it's not enough. It has to be a plan of action, the way that we work. When we truly are together, we truly will win the war. Shabbat Shalom.